Hello everybody, my name is iOwl and welcome to Rome Total War Barbarian Invasion. So this is a DLC to the original Rome Total War. I decided to make a bit of another series. This will be a side campaign and I will be playing as the Franks. I will be playing on hard difficulty and there isn't an option for any short campaigns or anything, so I'll be just doing this all the way through. Now, Barbarian Invasions to me isn't as hard, since I'm playing as the Franks. It matters what faction you play, but the Franks aren't as hard to play due to the fact that you could horde. Now, I do this in my first turn, and basically what hording does is you abandon your original settlement and you become like a nomadic tribe. You don't lose any money, you don't gain any money, but you just have huge full stack armies, and you could just pillage the land. Now, this was an interesting just development from the game. Like, what they chose with this was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Attila is one of my most favorite games to play and watch. So, just playing Barbarian Invasions, the first original thing, is just so cool. Anyways, I go to war with the Western Roman Empire, and yes, they are in this game. The Western Roman Empire is not as powerful. Now, in history, this is also true. The Western Roman Empire was always sort of weak compared to the Eastern counterpart. And I don't want to get into history here, but the West is weaker than the East, and both the Empire generally split in two. For I don't know why. But anyways, for a little bit here, since I'll be so powerful, and a lot of these Western Roman cities are going to have such low garrison, I'm gonna mainly auto-resolve them. So I'll easily pull out a victory because I'm just overwhelming. Holy shit! I'm sorry. I'm recovering from a hangover right now, so my English isn't the best, and I'll be stumbling on words quite a bit. But yeah, basically, I haven't gone to this on my main series yet, but their stone walls are just going to be so OP, they're going to take so many troops out unnecessarily, so I might as well auto-resolve. Anyways, I go after a nearby Barbarian faction there, and these guys can't horde, so that's why I go after them. Now, I'm not the only faction that can horde, there are plenty of others, and mainly the Huns are the major concern of this. The Huns are led by Attila, and Attila is... how do I put this? It's a giant, basically the Huns are a giant horde faction that'll be coming from the east to the west and just rampage, and they'll cause more horde factions as they destroy more barbarian factions. If that makes any sense to you guys. Basically, I gotta be fast in this campaign. I gotta get here before the Huns get here, or any other horde factions, because those Huns are just gonna keep destroying faction by faction by faction, and they're just gonna cause more hordes. They're just going to make more problems for me. And by the time I settle down, I'm not going to be a horde faction anymore, so I gotta step up my game. Another thing with horde factions is when I take a settlement, I either have the choice to sack it or occupy it. Sacking will earn me money, huge amounts of money, and damage the settlement, and it'll also turn it rebel. But Occupy will basically make me a non-horde faction, and about half my army will just disappear. Like, that's what those wagon wheel things are on the flags. They're basically temporary units. I don't pay for them, I don't do anything with them, they're just there to find a new home. And after I settle down, a lot of them will disappear until I start conquering more and more. So the more we start to spread our empire, the weaker we'll get, surprisingly. But, I don't know, the Western Roman Empire is going to be an easy just pickings. It's going to be basically child's play. Hopefully, this is what I generally think. They actually become a little bit more harder than I expect, and I'll show you this a bit later on, or I'll talk about it. But I also have my diplomat and spy. I send my spy up front to see what's going on here. And my diplomat tries to get a deal with the Saxons, but the Saxons don't want an alliance. I don't know why, so they tell me to fuck off, and I'm like, okay, well, I have to try my luck. So I run into a relatively large Roman faction, large Roman army, and this is concerning for one because those cohorts there, the metal guys, the guys with chainmail, they are the most powerfulest units in this DLC here. And as you can see, I auto-resolved that battle with the general. So I won against the first one, but I think, oh, he only has 400 troops, right? I could take him easily. So I take him on with one army and try to auto-resolve, and I lose. And this is kind of a lesson I need to learn in this campaign, is auto-resolving will not save me 100% of the time. I'm going to have to fight a lot of these battles manually. And because I probably would have won. But those cohorts, or I think they're called cohorts, I forgot what they're called, I'm going to have to bring up their actual name here. They are powerful, alright? They are the most powerful faction that the most powerfulest unit the Roman faction, the Western Roman faction has. So that was really concerning, seeing about 700. I didn't wipe out the whole thing, but I ended up doing pretty good. And then that general there didn't die, and I actually lost. So that was a bit like, holy shit. But I ended up kind of getting a little bit mad at that, and you'll see my other mistake is I actually I'm like, okay, you know what, this army, I need to get it up. It's falling behind because I get stuck in that settlement. I think I can move around it, but I can't. So yeah, my main goal there is revenge. I'm thinking, oh, you motherfucker, you ruined everything. You just ruined, you cost me a bunch of units. I'm gonna take revenge and kill you. So I generally end up screwing around with my units here, try to get a really good army going out of my hordes, and I'm going to kick his ass, is what I'm thinking. Spoiler alert, I don't kick his ass. You'll see in a little bit, because I end up making the same mistake, like a dumbhead. But yeah. Anyways, I split my horde into two groups, as you've seen in the beginning there, so I can generally get a bit more spread going. This is my front leaner here, and I sent my spy in so I could take it on the next turn instead of build siege equipment. That's what spies do. I don't know if I mentioned that already in my grand campaign, but spies are really useful for barging in and just opening gates up. Alright, good for infiltration. There we go. Once again, recovering from a hangover. I gotta, voice recording this is, probably not the best idea right now, but I gotta do this before supper and before I get into a call with all my friends, so, yeah. Anyways, we easily beat that settlement, and I decide, do I want to settle here? Like, I'm in the middle of France, I'm in a pretty good spot, the Horde factions are going to get me. So, I take a bit to decide this. I end up sacking the settlement first. The reason why is because if I occupy it, the settlement's going to have a bunch of goddamn problems. I know the Western Roman has rebellion problems and a huge population. So I think, okay, what I'll do is I'll slaughter the populace by sacking it, because you slaughter, I think, about half of it. And then by the next turn, I'll retake the settlement and then occupy it. I don't know if this generally does anything because I still earn minus income, but by then I'm a horde faction, so I'm able to, I guess, recover. What I wish I could have done is, I guess, destroyed their military base of operations, so they wouldn't be able to recruit that good of units, because when it turns rebel, they end up spawning really good units. So that'll just do more damage, but the rebels, I don't really care too much. So I instantly go to re-siege it, and I go to take it the next turn. My diplomats head into the pink faction. I don't know half the barbarians' names, by the way. The only ones I know is the Franks and the Sarmatians. I guess the Saxons and the Celts are barbarian, but yeah. Anyways, I take that settlement. I see that there's a nearby Roman general or Roman army plan to take it. I occupy it. I crank the taxes up. I repair everything in there. And I am no longer a horde faction. I could have definitely done this longer, but I think the longer you're a horde faction, the tougher it gets, because then at that point, late game, you start competing with other horde factions, and by then you're wasting so many troops, because you can't retrain without a settlement. Now you can hire mercenaries, but that's just going to drain your funds, and if you're not consistently earning funds by sacking places, then yeah. But yeah, basically, I get a good, almost 50,000 gold to spend on upgrades, soldiers, whatever. Anyways, I see that son of a bitch, and I'm like, okay, you motherfucker, you're weak from my other things. I'm gonna kill you next turn. I hate this guy so much. I still haven't killed him, by the way. Just spoiler ahead, I obviously record a bit after. But yeah. Anyways, I run into, what are they called here? The Burgundy. The Burgundy? Yeah. And I think I get trade rights with them. But there's nothing really much. I don't get an alliance. I don't get anything. After this, I start mass recruiting because I know I have the money to, and I just need to get a really balanced army going. I think that's something I'm going to do next time in my grand campaign when I record that, is I'm going to get myself a more balanced army so I can take care of these barbarians a lot easier. But yeah, anyways, the Western Roman Empire is becoming a bit of a nuisance. Because just, I didn't expect the, the amount of soldiers there are. And there shouldn't be this much, but maybe, I don't know, maybe the AI is cheating because, like, I'm on hard difficulty and it does give a bit of benefits going. I get a victory here, but I don't kill the general. And that's why I called this a mistake, is because if I killed the general, it would have been a victory. I would have been happy. But no, I end up opting for losing more units, and I didn't even kill him. So, good job, Dan, Yeah, as you can tell, I'm a little disappointed at that. Get a little bit mad, but, whatever. Anyways, I sent one of my other generals from this settlement to capture the one down south, because I noticed how undefended it is, and I might as well hurry up and expand as fast as I can and start earning positive income before my funds completely drain, because another thing is debt. Debt is a hard thing to beat in this game. You don't want to be too much into debt, because if you just don't have an army, you can't win the game. That's basically how it goes. But yeah, I send a few troops, maybe get a bit of mercenaries here or there, spend a bit on that, and I plan to go take that Roman settlement next episode. Just check a few more things. But yeah, this will basically wrap up the first episode of Barbarian Invasions. I kind of just want to talk a little bit about Barbarian Invasions. Barbarian Invasions is a DLC. This will be my side campaign I already mentioned. That means it won't overtake it. But yeah, I won't start any new series, I promise, guys, after this, because, well, I need to finish up old series before then. And I'm not even that far into my first series. So, yeah, that's all I kind of wanted to discuss about Barbarian Invasions. It's just going to be a mini side campaign I'm going to try and, to enjoy. And, yeah, that's basically all I had to say about this. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that normal shit YouTubers tell you to do. Anyways, my name's Benile, and I'll catch you all later.